Alright, what's going on, everyone? Welcome to the explanation of the top 10 captains. If you have not seen that, go watch that now, as this video will be spoiling it. It's linked in the description below. That said, let's begin. The 10th spot I put Mayuri, but it was actually kind of a difficult decision between Mayuri and Soifon. Just because they're both similar, not exactly similar characters. They got the poison, debilitating poison on everything going for them, but after that, Soifon is so much faster at attacking, and she's got the increased flash steps and long stride, and she's a recharge character, which, you know, having a damage reduction link is amazing, especially if it's boosted, but on a frenzy character, on a high SP frenzy character, it's not the best thing in the world, as we've learned with Grimjow. It can be interesting because you can you can stop the damage while you poison characters, or poison enemies, but you know, it's not great. Most people will use him as a link because he's a high SP frenzy character. So that's why he's at number 10. Soifon's really good. Honestly, I wish she would have made it higher. If she had a higher SP, she probably would have. But you know, 725 is still really high. But I think most of the characters on here that are SP based, if not all of them, have a higher SP than Soifon does. She does have a boosted recharge link. She does have poison on everything except her special, where she has burn, which is, you know, pretty much the same thing. She's just an overall great character to have, especially right now with the guild quests. Before I took in PvP and PvE into consideration, now I have to take guild quests into consideration as well, and this character is really great for that. Really good range on her strong attacks, poison, and the flash step long stride makes for really quick completion. Plus she's got the Arankar killer, and often we get guild quests or just quests in general that have Arankars in them, so that's actually really helpful. Sajin was a little bit tougher to place. He'll pop up soon enough, just because he does have a really high attack. Really, I think he would have placed higher if he had a killer that wasn't an Espada killer. I think the Espada killer kind of hinders him, especially right now. There's no Espada right now that's, well, I wouldn't say there's no Espada that's relevant. PvP wise, which this character, you know, arguably is a PvP character, there's no Espada that really challenges anything, except for maybe, under the right circumstances, Noritora. But, you know, other than that, this character's just solid, really high damage. If you go for the NAD build, which honestly, you can try doing the NAD build in PvE, you'll be surprised of just how crazy powerful this character is. It doesn't really have much in terms of 6-star abilities, but you know, doesn't really need it. Kenny came after that, Manga Kenpachi. A lot of people use him for PvP. He's a really good Retsu counter. He cannot be interrupted, which is pretty crazy. Except, of course, if he's frozen or stunned. Freezing, I get stunned. There's not a lot of characters right now that have stun. There are some, but most of them are freezing. So that's really the only way to stop him, unless you kill him. The Arankar killer is really useful. Because of that Arankar killer, because he can't be stopped, and because of his strong attacks having really good range, and the fact that they come back to him if you use a special, they come back immediately, and as soon as he reverts back, they come back immediately again. That makes him okay for guild quest. The problem is he doesn't have 2 flash steps, and that's a really big problem in that particular area. Other than that, just the fact that he's not fast because of the flash steps, he's just a solid character to have, and a really good character to have in PvP right now. If we would have had a captain kill, no, I would prefer that Arankar kill. Never mind. Kaname was next. I am a big fan of this character. Man, he's probably my most used character for guild quests. If you don't know, having a crawling vortex is like the best thing you can have for guild quests. He has one. Ukiora has one. The Valentine's Day Hallibel has one. I think Yukio has one as well, but you know, it's kind of whatever. There are a few other characters that have it, but his is really good. He has Frenzy, has a chance of weakening, pretty much doubles with the Frenzy, and And then you have, you know, all this other strong attack. Strong attack 1 that while doesn't hit for many hits, like it doesn't hit for a lot of damage, hits a lot of times. So it has a high chance of inflicting weakening, and that lowers defense, which means that damage is even more. Man, this character is just a solid character, really. It's really, really good. Not that good in PvP though. He can be, I guess, if he starts off with strong attack 2 and pulls off a weakening on everything, then maybe, but crawling vortexes and stuff like that don't really work on PvP characters. Vortexes don't do anything for him. Strong attack 1 would be good, but that damage is not exactly there when it comes to PvP, so, you know, it wouldn't do that much there. Okay, then I hit movie Toshiro. This character is so much fun to use, but when it comes to actual usability, he is still really good. His range is kind of lacking. His strong attack 2 is okay in range. It could be a lot better. It looks and reminds me similar to manga Toshiro strong attack 2, but this one's range, I think, is a little bit less. It's actually less than the other one. His strong attack 3, if you charge it all the way, has great range. Otherwise, it's just kind of okay. The damage it does, though, if you charge it all the way, is just insane. And really just extremely valuable. Strong attack 1 doesn't have the best range, but it's kind of in the same way as Konami's in that it hits multiple times, which is what makes it really good. And yeah, it's just a really great character to have. Right now, I think it's the best movie character. Kusaka's pretty good, and so is Yin and Yang, but you know, I think this character having the high SP, frenzy, freeze, debilitating, all the things it has going for it makes him better. Plus, he's got the better killer than any of the other ones. I think Yin and Yang have the same killer, but you know, it's not that great character. They are great characters. It's just Toshiro's just a little bit better in my opinion. Okay, Shunsui and Toshiro are also difficult, but Toshiro won out because the PvE is kind of crazy right now. Not that this guy isn't great in PvE. In fact, in the guild quest, he's one of the better characters to take because his strong attack 2 has crazy range. You have to get really close up for the maximum amount of damage, which is what I meant. If you go back and watch the, I guess you don't have to go back because it's kind of a long video, but on the top 10 video, I mentioned that the strong attack 2 is one of the greatest strong attacks, if not the greatest strong attack to date, and that's absolutely true. If you don't believe me, there is a video I have called The Greatest Combo that has Shunsui in it. And if a character is frozen or stunned or is backed up against a wall, which is probably the more likely thing to happen, or has poise, poise, then this attack is just insane in damage. Like in a boss rush, I took out a boss in one strong attack. It was insane. So yeah, go watch that if you haven't. But yeah, this character, 160 mag, one of the few characters to have him, and it's frenzied. And strong attack 3, it's just great damage, full screen attack. Strong attack 1, also really good range. And just really, really great character. Obviously his special, you can't get better than instantly killing. And it looks really cool. But you know, cool points don't really count in these top 10 videos. But it is nice to watch him. Okay, Toshiro, manga Toshiro kinda beat him out because of debilitating freezing and the fact that he's better in PvP. I would say they're both pretty even when it comes to PvE. Maybe even Toshiro just a tiny speck better because of the debilitating freezing. Shunsui does have a chance to inflict better damage because he has that link. But Toshiro's strong attack recharge makes him just spam the strong attacks, and that just increases the chance of freezing, which helps out the entire team if you're in co-op. If you're by yourself, it still helps out, you know, freezes the enemies, but you still have to kill them. So, you know, you give up the damage for recharge, but it's whichever way you want to play these characters. But yeah, that's Toshiro. Next, we moved on to Yama, just because he's so crazy. Usually when we have a PvP character, or a character that's gonna be great in PvP, PvE wise, they're not characters you actively want to take. For example, Saji. It's a character that's pretty good in PvE. You don't really ever want to use him. Yama is not like that. He's got burn on his strong attacks. They have great range. They're pretty cool to look at, and the fact that he has flurry and can inflict has twice the chance of inflicting burn in a normal attack It's pretty crazy. Has the damage reduction, pretty good for autoing. Has a Captain Killer, which kind of hinders him in PvE. But great for PvP. It's just man, the burn on this guy is insane. And really, it's just an incredible character, as a lot of you know at this point. Where he's I think he's on par with Yachiru for PvP. Speaking of which, Yachiru, I think Genri Yusai, if it's face to face, Genri Yusai is gonna beat Yachiru most of the time. She does have the instant kill, and she does have the heal if she gets a special, but if it's just one-on-one, he's gonna win. She may have a higher attack and a higher defense, but that burn is just insane. However, when it comes to PvE, oh man, and autoing, this character is just insane because of that healing, because of the special. Everything about this character makes her great. The Captain Killer is great for PvP, as it's pretty much dominated by captains right now. And she can stand up to Yama if she heals, or if he gets really unlucky and doesn't inflict burn at all, which is, you know, hard to do, but it's possible. But yeah, I'm sure all of you guys saw Yachiru being #1. She's been #1 in so many lists at this point. It's hard to keep track, but yeah, it's crazy. Now, for the characters who didn't make it, I'm so glad we can single out captains in the Brave Souls page. It's so helpful for these lists. I did pick, there were several that I could have put in here, even some that were better than some of the characters on this list. I'm not going to single anybody out, but I did want to put Gin in there just because so many people still use him. He's still a great character to have. PvP wise, he's not as, you know, awesome as he once was, just because of all the crazy stuff that we have now, but he's still really good. PvE wise, he's great range, poison on everything, debilitator, really good range, not the highest SP anymore, still really high and really useful, but you know, Soul Reaper killer, which is still fantastic. Shinji, the range on this guy is, on his NAD, is just insane. Doesn't have the best attack though, that you can probably boost that. Has a boosted strong attack damage link, which makes up for his SP not being 700. It's still really good. But you know, oh look, they put these back, that's great. He does have a chance of inflicting burn on this, which is kind of nice, on strong attack 2, which has pretty good range. His strong attack 3 is pretty great. If you have not seen it, like, if it feels like it hits more than it should in waves, it's a pretty good character to have. No debilitator, which kind of sucks, but it would only really affect his strong attack 2. Still though, great character to have, one of the most sought after characters in my list. But we'll get to some of the other ones here too after we get through Kenpachi and Byakuya. Kenpachi, a really good character, still great in PvP. Started to go down a little bit, and then Yachiru came out, and he just rose through the ranks once again. Great defense, mediocre attacks. It's okay. It's above average, I think. Black SP doesn't matter. Strong damage reduction does matter. Espada killer, no longer relevant. I really wish they would come back with more espadas. In fact, I have a feeling they will, just because if you take a look at the 30 million down or 31 million download, wherever we're at right now, 31 million download celebration banner, all of the characters that they used, being I think it was Noitora, Ukiora, Stark, and Grimmjow. Grimmjow's art is different than any other Grimmjow that we have so far, so hint hint, maybe that means more Grimmjows. Still, boost move really useful. PvE wise, not that great, just because he doesn't have flash step, and the boost move ends pretty quickly. But overall, the character in PvE can be really useful, and he's pretty good for autoing. Byakuya, man, I really wish this Byakuya was better. Still a phenomenal character, don't get me wrong. Really high attack and really high SP. Probably the best hybrid, or one of the best hybrids. I think Koga takes that spot. But still, one of the greatest hybrids. 160 mag on his strong attack 2, which is, you know, it looks pretty good damage because of that 160 mag. Plus, it's got a barrier ability. Strong attack 1, really good range. Strong attack 3 is kind of full screen. I guess, yeah, it's full screen, although it doesn't seem like it sometimes. Bombardment, just a phenomenal character to have. Not really great. Well, can be okay in PvP, I'm not gonna lie. Can be okay in PvP because of that shield move. Unfortunately, his soul trait kind of sucks. But yeah, still a great character to have. Other characters, I don't want to go too far into detail because I don't want to drag this video on forever. Soifon, good stats, not so great. Link, boost move is okay because the enhancer and everything, but she doesn't have a great Link. And the boost move, while it is good, it kind of also hinders her. I would like to see her in that build though, just because she's got a piercing attack, and that boost move would really help out. Jushiro is another great one. I think he can inflict status ailments on stuff. His attack's really good. His killer is a Rankar and Espada. Again, not that relevant in PvP. And a really good Vortex move. A great character, honestly, but these guys are just better. Retsu was another one that could have been on there. Like I said, a lot of these characters are better than the 4 characters that I did put on honorable mention, but that's a whole other list. If I could do a runners up, I probably would. But yeah, a bunch of other characters. Kind of stops getting good after this. Toshiro's the only one. After that, it starts to kind of fall. But yeah, let me know what you guys thought of the list. Thank you guys for watching. I'm gonna stop talking and I'm gonna go eat because it is 8:30 and I'm hungry. So yeah, take care.